The best way to avoid the heartache that comes with divorce, the disappointment that comes with having your family broken up, having your children separated from you, having to watch your children grow up in a home or live in a home with a new man in your wife turned ex-wife's bed and all that other stuff. The best way to avoid all that is to never get married in the first place. There are a lot of men out here that are very much set against ever getting married. And we're going to talk about that in this video. But first, let's use this video as a segue. Alright, the topic of this video today comes off of a breaking news story of an incident that recently took place in Utah in the United States of America, where a father, a 42-year-old Utah man, gunned down 7 family members, including his own 5 children between the ages of 4 and 17. And then he turned the gun on himself. We can call this a, you know what this is. So 2 weeks after his wife had filed for divorce. 2 weeks after she had filed for divorce. I can't imagine. He was there asking her, begging her, pleading, please, this is going to ruin our family. This is not what we got married and signed up for. The wedding vows says for better or for worse, babe. Let's work this out. I'm so sorry. I'm not making you happy. This, that, and the other. And she was adamant that nope. I don't want to hear anything you have to say. At wit's end. I think it's time for us to separate. And not only separate, we need to be divorced. Listen, I don't want anybody to be triggered because there are a lot of women who are going to be triggered in the comment section as usual because you've been through similar situations where maybe you feel like you were wronged in your relationship, and some of you won't even admit that you were part of the reason why you experienced what you experienced in your relationship. And then there are others who didn't deserve what they got in the relationship. Some people were really just good people all around, but maybe you weren't attentive enough to your partner. Maybe you felt like, you were too caught up in the kids or too caught up in whatever else. There's so many dynamics to why relationships end. But I'm telling you, from a man's perspective, because it seems like it's the men who really can't handle all this. Yes, we just did a story the other day about a young lady. She's actually Jamaican and she's living in the United States of America, and she is now in police custody because of what she did to her 3-year-old daughter because she was going through some hard times. And I've seen other stories where the mother, kills the children, and then like a mother kills her 7 children. We've seen these stories before, so it's not like men are the only ones that are doing it. However, when it comes time for a woman to leave a relationship, it seems like most of the times the men are the ones who want to end it. I've never seen a relationship end where a woman says, I'm tired of this, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore, so I'm going to kill everybody and kill myself. Mostly the woman would be the one to initiate a divorce. In her mind, she's already got it planned and figured out what she's going to do after this marriage ends, how she's going to end it and leave you, and all that other stuff. The guy is the one that's blindsided, right? So, and he can't handle it. Now, you could imagine paying child support for this many children. I think the child support alone was going to break his back. 5 kids, child support. Even if the judge says you have to pay $200 a month for each child, you are already at $1,000 in child support. Officials in Enoch City on Thursday identified the suspected gunman in the murder-suicides as 42-year-old Michael Haidt and the victims as his wife, Tasha Haidt, who was 40, their 3 daughters, ages 17, 12, and 7, and their 2 sons, ages 7 and 4. Now, this is some wicked shit to be able to... I mean, if you want to commit suicide, then that's a whole different story, right? And if you want to take your spouse out along with you because maybe they did something, you found out they were cheating, it's embarrassing, whatever the case may be. But to actually point a gun at and shoot all of your 5 children, Holy crap. And the children were of the age where they all know what's going on. 17, 12, 7. They have a 7-year-old daughter and a 7-year-old son, as well as a 4-year-old son. All these children knew what was going on. I could imagine the horror and the terror. They also said that he killed his wife's mother as well, Gail Earl. According to the press release from the Enoch City government, each of the victims appeared to have died from gunshot wounds. Court records shows that the wife, Tasha, had filed for divorce from Michael on December 21st of 2022. Now, that's some vindictive stuff. Like, imagine what she must have been going through or what she had going on to feel like, I can't wait till the Christmas holidays pass and the New Year's celebration pass to go file a divorce. I'm filing for a divorce 4 days before Christmas. 4 days before Christmas. And judging by the way they're dressed, I'm guessing they were probably Mormons, because I noticed that all the females have ankle length skirts on, or skirts that go way below the knees, dresses that go way below the knees, and the boys are dressed a kind of casual kind of way, which gives off that Mormon kind of vibe, especially from Utah. That part of the country, the Mormon population is pretty big there. So she filed for divorce on December 21st, but it was not immediately known why she had sought to end the marriage. Police sent officers to do a welfare check on the family on Wednesday after relatives and friends contacted officials saying that they were worried and they had not heard from any of them for quite some time, which was very unusual. Cops went to go do a welfare check, and they found all 8 family members dead inside their home that was still decked out with all the Christmas lights going, and the tree is blinking on and off, and gifts wrapped under the tree and everything like that. At this time, we do not believe that there is a threat to the public or that there are any suspects at large, officials said in a press release. Now, I don't know about the gift wraps under the trees, because if he just did this today, in January, and today is January 5th, the gifts should have been opened on Christmas Day, but she filed for divorce 4 days before Christmas. That's weird. That's weird. End of the day, man, let me tell you this. So, they're saying that the town that they're from is a population of 8,000 people, located 245 miles south of Salt Lake City and about an equal distance away from Nevada. Enoch City manager Rob Dotson said that the community was left reeling from this news of the tragedy of the Heights family, because they were actually well known among the people there. Many of us have served with them in church, in the community, and gone to school with these individuals. Dotson said on Wednesday night, this community at this time is hurting. They're feeling loss and they're feeling pain, and they have a lot of questions like, why did this happen? This is a church family, right? Where was God in all this? Why did this happen to all these beautiful children? That type of stuff. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre released a statement on Thursday on behalf of President Biden and the First Lady, saying that they're mourning for the Enoch City community in the wake of this whole incident. Too many Americans have lost loved ones and their lives forever changed due to gun violence, and the gun violence remains the leading cause of death for children in America. Less than 1 month after we mark 10 years since the Sandy Hook tragedy, another mass shooting has claimed the lives of 5 more children. And yes, this is a mass shooting, but this is also a domestic issue. We don't know why it came to this, but this is what it came to. Here's the thing. When speaking of marriage and speaking of men, right? And I said in the beginning of this that I'm not blaming and I'm not condoning what happened, and I'm not blaming women for what happened. But I want men to be conscious of the fact that things have changed. Things and times have changed. Women today function very different from the women of yesterday, for whatever the reasons may be. Some women still find it beautiful to function traditionally and walk in like their grandmothers and great grandmothers' footsteps. They understand how their foundation of their family was built and how you get into a position of being a matriarch of a family, a patriarch of a family. And then there are others who just want to be material girls. You know, it's kind of like, make me happy. If you're my man, you must make me happy, and you must do everything to make me happy. Pay all the bills, take me on vacation at least once a year somewhere, give me a nice house to live in and a nice car to drive, and take care of all these children and help me do all the house duties while you work hard enough to pay all the bills and all that other stuff. So the demand on men is pretty great. Now, when a man steps up to the plate and says, woman, I love you so much, I will do all that. That same woman can one day say to the man, marry me. I don't want to be anybody's girlfriend. I should be your wife. Marry me. I'm giving you till January to marry me, or I'm moving on. And I promise you, I'll never leave you, babe, and I love you, and I'll follow you to the ends of the earth. I'm so in love with you. That's how it starts out. And then, a little later down the road, that same woman can come up for air, surface, and she'll say, I'm not in love with you anymore. I don't know. I've been waking up unhappy for the past couple of months. Every day I'm just unhappy. I think we need to end this relationship. I want to move along. Or if she tells you that I've already found somebody else. I'm talking to somebody else. He makes me feel alive. I don't know, John. I've felt dead for the last how many months in this relationship. You haven't been making me happy. All this other kind of stuff. And now it's time for me to divorce. Well, here's what will come with that divorce. More than likely, because it's the marital home, and it's the home where the children live, the court system will usually say, we don't want to disenfranchise these children because two adults decided or cannot keep their shit together. So two adults have decided we want to break up a marriage and move these babies around. So this home, this marital home, it will go to the person who has primary custody of these children. Guess who that person normally is? The woman. The same woman that told you she would never leave you for whatever the reasons are, and we're going to be married forever, and she gave you an ultimatum and said, marry me by this day or I'm leaving. I don't want to be a girlfriend. I want to be a wife. And here you are. You did all the right things, and you still end up losing your home. Now you're going to have to watch a new man come live in the home that you either built or the home that you slaved yourself and worked hard for, put a down payment on, probably even paid off. Who knows? And now her new man is going to move into this house and be introduced to your children while you stay on the sidelines and contribute financially. And of course, people are going to say, so what if you're contributing financially? It's your children. She didn't have them by herself. But you can't escape the fact that whatever money you contribute, it's going to go into the household where this new man is. It's kind of like watching lions on the plain and watching the old lion not able to defend his pride anymore. And then a young, stronger, faster, more aggressive lion comes, fights him, takes away his female, takes away the cubs. And then they eventually either kill the cubs or don't care enough about the cubs like you would, because they're your children. Nobody's going to care for your children like you would. No step-parent is ever going to love your children like you would, right? And they're never going to love your children like their own children. So there's always going to be that feeling of, he loves her more than me because that's his child, but my dad is divorced from my mom. Then you're going to have your children having to deal with this separation and this divorce and the anxiety and the stigma that comes with all that. So it's a destructive process. It's a destructive, disheartening process for most men. And there's really not much incentive to get married these days. Somebody said, listen, if a woman cannot make herself happy, And if a woman is not happy without you, do not turn that woman into your wife. If a woman cannot make herself happy without you, do not turn her into your wife. If you meet a woman that says, my man's got to make me happy, and you have to do this, this, and that makes me happy, and you take that up on your shoulders, guess what happens? When her list of demands increases and you cannot meet that list of demand of things that's required to make her happy, she will no longer be happy with you. She will be actively searching for somebody else who can do all these things to make her happy. The best person to have as a wife is a woman that does not require you to make her happy. She can make herself happy. She is confident in herself. She is secured in her ways, and she is stable within herself, that she knows, listen, I have all my issues worked out. I have all my traumas worked out. I'm good. This is where I'm at in life. I'm working my way up. A husband should bring additional joy, but should not be required to make me happy. Anytime you have a wife that you're required to make happy, she's going to wake up one day and say, I'm no longer happy, because you haven't been doing the things that's required to make me happy. And once she's not happy, she's got to go. And guess what? Society will back her and will say, hey, she only has one life to live like everybody else. What do you want her to do? Stay there and be unhappy? You weren't making her happy. Love her enough to let her go so she can go be happy. Right? And she told you, hey, I'm not happy anymore. I'm filing for a divorce. And that's that. Man goes over the edge. Man sees, oh my God, I'm about to lose everything. I'm about to lose the woman I love. She's obviously going to end up with another man at some point. My children will have to witness this. I'm about to lose a grip on my family. I won't be there to be able to raise my 7-year-old, my 4-year-old, my 12-year-old, that kind of stuff. So it hurts for men. Not excusing what was done, but seeing how these things play out, right? I think we need to have more of a broader conversation about this marriage and what it entails and what's in it for men going into the future, how the system is set up. Talk to me. Leave your comments in the comment section below. And yes, he should have never done any of this. Yes, it was all wrong. Yes, he could have walked away. He could have rebuilt a family with somebody else. But that's not what happened. In hindsight, yes. But that's not what happened. I'll catch y'all in the next video. It's Hot Topics TV. I'm out. Peace.